Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan, and today I'm going to be talking to you all about the present and long-term negative effects of bullying. As you can see in the background here, this is my poster. I had to take 3 different pictures of it just so that everything could be as legible as possible. So let's get right into it. In school situations specifically, bullying has always been accepted as the norm because some perceive it to build character or teach lessons. However, 2 studies have been done to show that bullying not only impacts a student's well-being during the time of bullying, but this kind of victimization can also carry into the rest of the student's life. First, one must understand these 2 articles performed by Bernstein, Klomek, and Carlisle to see why bullying is truly so negative for victims. Then we're going to look to the applications and uses of the knowledge, and then finally we're going to apply these to the field of psychology. Now we're going to look into introduction and hypothesis. In Bernstein-Klomek's article titled Association Between Victimization by Bullying and Direct Self-Injurious Behavior Among Adolescents in Europe, a 10-country study, we see that it was put together as part of the SEAL study. The researchers also saw bullying and self-inflicted harm as social issues and really wanted to bring more attention to the matter. They hoped to answer 3 different questions about bullying and its relationship to direct self-injurious behavior in adolescents. First, what kind of association is there between victimization by bullying and direct self-injury? Second, will depression and anxiety impact this association? And third, how does the support of family and friends impact this association? In the second article, written by Nicholas Carlisle and Eric Roefs in 2007, titled School Bullying, Do Adult Survivors Perceive Long-Term Effects?, we learn about bullying victims' lives after they move on from school. They also looked to pave the road for other studies about the matter, hoping that this would be just a pilot study. The researchers looked to find out in what ways students who were bullied throughout their adolescence were still impacted by their experiences during adulthood. They also wanted to learn of the long-term effects caused by bullying and to see if they were similar to those experienced by child abuse. Now moving on to the methods of both studies. First, Bernstein-Klomek and others in 2016 surveyed 11,110 students from 168 different public schools across 10 different countries in Europe. The sample of students included both males and females, with each class surveyed having no more than 60% of one gender. The correlational study asked students about experiences with bullying, self-harm, risk factors, and social support. In the other article by Carlisle and Roefs in 2007, they surveyed 15 white males between the ages of 27 and 57 years old. They also administered a questionnaire with 11 qualitative questions about how the victims behaved prior to being bullied, what kind of bullying occurred, and how the bullying has influenced them since school has ended. The survey also included a self-assessment of 26 different symptoms to rank within themselves. Bernstein-Klomek and others in 2016 found that an association does actually exist between being victimized by a bully and self-injury. Specifically, victims of relational bullying, like rumors, insults, and exclusion, found a lot of self-injury. They also revealed that depression, but not anxiety, does have impacts on adolescents hurting themselves. And finally, they reported that social relationships with friends and family make the victim much less likely to harm themselves. In the second article by Carlisle and Roefs in 2007, they found that even though the victims were bullied decades ago, a number of them still experienced troubles from it. They showed consideration of vengeful actions, experienced trouble with authority, and even had nightmares about bringing them back to the days in school when they were experiencing such horrors. These symptoms, as well as specific victims to this troubles to this day, were enough to conclude that bullying should be understood as a form of child abuse. Now moving on to the discussion. From the results of Bernstein-Klomek and others, 2016, article, one can see just how impactful bullying can be on adolescents. Physical, verbal, and especially relational bullying are all associated with direct self-injurious behaviors, showing that these victims' self-esteem levels are extremely low. And from the Carlisle article in 2007, one can see that the effects of bullying are still impacting victims decades after they leave school, so much so that the researchers believe that bullying should be classified as child abuse. Finally, we're going to be looking at the implications and applications of both of these articles. So both of these articles show just how negative the effects of bullying can be on a victim. The results from Brunstein-Klomex and others' article in 2016 can be used to show parents just how important their relationship is with their children. Schools could also realize that students may need another outlet for their feelings and implement guidance counselors. Secondly, Carlisle and Roaf's findings from 2007 should be communicated in some kind of commercial to change the positive views of bullying to show that it really is horrible for victims. And finally, here are my 2 references for the project. I thank you all for listening, and have a good day.